Now to more dynamic programming on day one. The Global Black Economic Forum stage, turning to culture, politics, and everything happening right now. Please welcome journalist, author, and host of the Joy Reid Show, Joy-Ann Reid.
I don't know which one to sit in. Hey, everybody! Hello, Essence Fest! Who you doing? Wendy's not working right now, so somebody has to do who you doing. So I said, let me go ahead and do it for y'all. What's up? Y'all, listen, I love coming to Essence Fest, and big up to the Global Black Economic Forum. Let's give them a hand. Global Black Economic Forum, GBEF, for having us here. I thank them for having us as part of this amazing extravaganza. I love coming to Essence and New Orleans because it's always the blackest plane ride ever, right? It's just a plane full of African Americans all dressed beautifully to get on the plane. And in first class, it's the blackest first class ever. And there's always that one white guy who's like, how did I get here? Like, what am I doing? Why is everybody here black? And right? They even like put the black stewards on there too, so everybody's black. And then it's just the one white guy, like, why? Why did I have to travel today? What happened? What did I do wrong in my life? So yes, so it is always great to be here. And we are gonna have some amazing guests that are gonna show up. By the way, this live stream, and hello to everybody that's in the live stream, hi. We are gonna be rerunning this on the Joy Reid Show tonight. So if you have not yet subscribed to the Joy Reid Show, first of all, why not? But I brought a quick reminder. You can subscribe at thejoyreidshow.com. I hope you will avail yourself of that. It is free, the perfect price in the Trump pandemic. I want to say happy 4th to everybody, F-O-U-R-F. And you know, for us, 4th of July just means Essence Fest. We just consider the 4th of July to be Essence Fest weekend. It's just what we do. Sorry, everybody else. But this is how we do it in the black community. This is what we do. So this is our July 4th. This is how we celebrate. We celebrate in community. We celebrate together. And I want to bring on a couple of amazing, amazing black women to have a conversation with on today about all of the things. So y'all ready for that? Y'all good with that? Is that okay with you? Okay. So let me start off by bringing to the stage, and I want to make sure I get the full title of this book. One of my Machete sisters, one of my favorite people to chat with, and we got two amazing sisters that are going to be here to talk with you all, but I want to start with my girl. And let's go ahead and roll tape. Are we going to roll? That's right. And joining me now is Tiffany D. Cross, author of Love Me, a letter to black women in a toxic country career and relationship. Tiffany. You are on, girl.
Hey, hi.
Where we
hi,
sitting?
everybody. Let's sit on the couch
here
together. Yes.
They gave a lot of space.
I know.
Come on, I'm gonna put this.
It's
one
just
here.
like we're on your couch.
It's literally like we're on one of our little sofa, except there's no Nala.
I know. Joy has a beautiful dog who we love. Can I say, looking at this crowd, first of all, every 3 feet, I'm looking at beautiful black women, like just gobsmacked, looking gorgeous. But if America were to fall right now, I'm in the safest room I can possibly be in.
Amen.
When I see y'all, I know I'm safe. When y'all see me, you know you're safe. When you see Joy, you know you're safe. I don't know any other community like ours.
None.
Where it's presumed safety when I see you. If something happened right now, ain't none of us moving until all of us are okay. Yeah. And we're the cultural gatekeepers of the sanctity of our community. So shout out to Alfonso David, the GBEF team, and Essence for safeguarding this gathering for us today. Y'all look beautiful.
Amen. And yes, Alfonso has been doing the most. Don't try to call him, though. His phone is tapped out. We've all been bothering Alfonso all day. He just like, nobody else called me. He is coordinating. He is the ultimate coordinator. And so, yeah, we do love the marriage between the Global Black Economic Forum in essence, because it really speaks to, oh, look, Black Joy. Look at Black Joy over in the back.
Joy.
Look at
It's
that.
a
We got Black Joy. Unspeakable Black Joy. You know, is that, you know, at the end, Dr. King made it very clear, it's all about the Benjamins.
Yes.
You know, give us our receipt. We got receipts.
Yeah.
You owe us. And this is why this country decided he could no longer be alive. He could no longer be among us. Because in the end, he was like, this is about coins. This is about what this country owes us economically.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about why we need to start really fixating and focusing on our dollars.
Well, I'll say most mornings, like many of you, facing the monstrosities that happen, we're in a time where we've normalized chaos. And so most mornings I wake up and I am irrationally pissed off. I don't even know if I can say irrationally. I was rationally pissed off. And being here in this beautiful city that's so magical, and I walk past people who are struggling, the unhoused. In my own city where I lived, I see the same things. I'm surrounded where I live by public housing. And this morning, reading in the papers, Donald Trump has made billions, with an S, billions of money off crypto, his family. And they are looting the government and doing dishonest things financially. And I know the way my bank account's set up and just trying to navigate the daily finances, it is enough. I just don't want to do talking points anymore. You know, I don't want to hear from people who are doing talking points. It's a state of emergency in our community right now, and I don't really know what we can do to save this democracy. I've taken a break from the group project of trying to save people who don't want to be saved. But it's time for us to think about building shelter for ourselves. I care about y'all deeply. I love y'all like I love myself. I don't know that I have that same confidence or, I guess, commitment to saving this country
Well, I mean, the funny thing about it is they couldn't even get their stalwart patriots to show up for their little America State Fair. Look at this beautiful crowd.
Right.
When Essence Fest calls, we show up. When we call one another, and we show up for one another, this was their chance. They don't rooted us out the government. They said, we don't want you in the government, we don't want you in the military, we don't want your culture, we don't want your history. So we were like, bet, do your own fair. And they did their own fair, and they didn't even show up.
They can't afford to show up. That's the thing. They can't afford to show up. And I'm telling you, in our nation's capital, I remember during the Obama years and all the young, talented people who were leading agencies, and now these half-witted, incompetent-ass idiots who cannot point out Iran on a map, who didn't know what the Strait of Hormuz was before 3 months ago, are guiding our global policy, are guiding our foreign policy. So it's a dangerous time, and I just don't want us to be defeated and disconnected. I want us to really focus on preserving our community and saving each other. And what does that look like? For me, I've really explored land, trying to live off the grid. What happens if they knock us off our grid and you can't reach your kids? You know, we addicted to these cell phones all the time. What happens when we can't go to the grocery store? So how do we grow our own food? What happens when we go back to how we used to be, when you could go to your neighbor's house who didn't have a lot and they would offer you food? If I have a big pot of food, I'm not going to eat all that food to stuff myself. What happens if I eat a little bit so none of us have to starve? And I think we have to start exploring what that looks like in our immediate community. I know people ask you all the time, what should we be doing right now? And I'm quick to tell people, I'm a journalist. I'm not an activist. But we do have to have some very pragmatic systems on how we look out for each other. So I know it's going to be a lot of conversations about democracy and about the economy. I'll be back on this stage at 1:40 to talk about Black women losing their jobs by the 100,000s. But I, as you know, Joy, have been centrally focused on love. because I think love is our superpower. Love is what has helped us manage to survive this 400-year nightmare. I don't know y'all in this room, but I know every single one of y'all in this room. I haven't been to most of y'all's house in this room, but I know I can show up on Thanksgiving and be right at home and know exactly what the menu gonna look like. And there's something magical about that. And like I said, no other community has that. We have survived them before, we will survive them again, but I'm trying to lose as few of us as possible on that route to survival.
Yeah, amen to that. No, I appreciate that. Y'all give a hand clap for love. And it's true that the beautiful thing about our community, as you said, whether you're going to a Caribbean household or going to an African-American household, going to an African household, you know what you're going to eat. You know you're going to get fed. Yeah. You know you're going to be taken care of. You know you're going to be safe.
Yes.
And so yet within that, we still have our own challenges in eking out the kind of love we deserve as Black women. And I think that's fair to say.
Yes.
Most of our brothers are dynamic, incredible, wonderful people. A lot of them are here at Essence Fest. But you know, every so often one of them falls short.
Yeah.
You wrote an amazing book called Love Me that includes one who fell short.
Yes, yes.
And can I just tell y'all, I don't know if you guys are up on the phenomenon of what Love Me has been across this country. I cannot tell you, this is a true story. I don't think I've told you this. Where was I? I was at a random event that had nothing to do with anything. And somebody came up to me, because people do always ask me about Tiffany. The most question I get is, how's Tiffany? Where's Tiffany? And they think we're related. And I said, we're sisters. And they'll ask me about you, but this time they didn't ask how you are. They said they were like, that book is life-changing for me. I might have told you this in the group chat. But the reality is, this is now a shift in what people are saying to me when they come up to me to talk about you, is that the book is now, they're like, this framed something for me in my own relationships, in my relationship at work, in my relationship. So this book is having an impact, sis. It's having an impact.
Thank you.
So congratulations on the book.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all of you who bought it. Now, if y'all did not buy it yet, I promise you, every Black woman in America needs to have this book. Y'all need to send it to your sisters, your daughters, your auntie, your nieces. This book is important because it walks you through our relationship quotient and what the relationship quotient is that we should expect from everyone. Yeah. Work life, personal life.
I write it in sections. Our labor, our lands, and our love. Yes. And I shared this with you, Joy, but I would love to share with the audience that my publisher reached out. In the first month of publication, I sold over 10,000 copies across all platforms. So thank you to everybody who bought it, read it,
and
shared it.
And she's a Black woman, the publisher.
Yes, I have a Black woman publisher, Krishan Trotman. But I really wanted to write something that spoke to our humanity. Because so often when we talk about Black women, we're talked about in these monikers. You know, we're the backbone of democracy, or the backbone of America, or the 92%. And I know after the election, I didn't feel like any of those things. You know, I think it was a time to say, hey, before we're any of that, I'm a whole-ass human being who's heartbroken. I'm heartbroken about what's happening in this country. I'm heartbroken about what's happening in my career. I'm heartbroken about what's happening with some of these men. And I'm pouring my love into all these entities, and it's not being poured back into me. So I give a microcosm of what happened in my life. I lay myself bare, but then I pull out and say, and this is what's happening in our life. So it's not my story, it is our story. And I write about Joy in the book. I tell some of Joy's business, but mostly mine. But I write about the machete sisterhood in the circle, because when I was in my darkest place, it was the love of Black women that pulled me out. And everybody in here, y'all got a group chat, y'all got a sister circle, y'all going on girls trips, some of y'all down here with your crew right now. We're machetes, all of y'all are machetes. There is nothing like the largest sorority ever, and that is the sorority of being a Black woman. And so I wanted to write something that celebrated us and that spoke directly to us. So thank you for your support in that. And men, you all have wives, sisters, cousins, partners. So I don't want people to think this was a book that's comparing or putting anybody down. I celebrate Black men too, but I hope Black men will take time to read the book, because it gives insight into what we're feeling and thinking and doing, and some of our hurting as well. We want you to know what your good time cost us sometimes. So I write about a relationship that didn't work out, so many things. So I hope you all check it out, because it's a snapshot of what's happening right now. But I want to know, Joy, I know this is Joy's show, But I want to know how you are doing, because it's the shift in media, of course, that's happened. Joy's show, a lot of people are cutting the cord and tuning out of cable, and Joy's show frequently gets more ratings than the cable news networks where we used to work. And that's because of you all. And it shifts the dynamic too, because oftentimes in the industry what we'll call a get, it's a big get. And a lot of people will trip over themselves to go onto platforms where ain't nobody watching. But y'all so eager to be validated by the white man, y'all want to go on that show. And we've shifted the dynamic because there are people, when they have a project coming out, when they have a new movie coming out, when they have legislation on the Hill, their first call is to Joy, not their last call. And that's because of you all subscribing, liking, sharing, telling people. And it speaks to our power. It speaks to our economic buying power, and it speaks to our power in leading the national conversation. And every time you do that, you help expand what she can do, because that shows advertisers, oh, maybe we don't need to put these billions into these companies, into these broadcast outlets that center whiteness and center the comfort of whiteness, but numbers show we need to be putting money into Joy's show. I'm going to give a shout out to Roland Martin as well. Yep. Where there is black folks, Roland Martin shows up. So we have the power. As the people with the remote control, we are the ultimate power broker. So thank you guys for supporting Joy. But I say all that to say, what can we do for you? How are you doing? How's your heart? How's life?
Yeah, and also let me big up Don Lemon too, who really helped me with the launch
Don
of the
Lemon,
show.
yes. Forgive me, Don Lemon.
And not just Don, but like I want to big up Mara Broca-Keel.
Yes.
When she launched her first novel, you know, I also host a podcast with Jackie Reid, formerly of BET, called Read This, Read That. And she came to us to be a part of our book club. She did not have to make the time in this, you know, as huge of a star in all things and all the things she's created. She said, let me come to these two black women to be the first place that I promote my book. I want to big up Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yes.
When Ta-Nehisi wrote, this landmark piece in the Atlantic, which was risky, because, you know, politicians, they expect, Vanity Fair, I'm so sorry, I'm thinking Vanity Fair, I know, right, up his old place, for Vanity Fair about Kamala Harris and the sort of choices that she made that might have impacted her ability to win the election, which is risky because politicians don't love it when you write critical pieces, which I thought the piece was beautiful. I was his first interview. The Joy Reid Show was the first place he went. So it's like it's a two-way street, as you've said. It's you, Tiffany Cross, being willing to come on before your book was even printed and coming on to do the pre-sale and to say, let's talk to your audience early on. And first of all, we sold out, and people still write to me, I need my books because, look, we are back order. We are back order always on your book and Clay Cane's book. We cannot keep Clay Cane's book, Burning Down Master's House, and Tiffany Cross's book, and now Ellie's book. Ellie Mastall book back order now. But I mean, the reality is it takes people being willing, as you said, to walk outside the mainframe of we have to go to CNN and CBS and ABC and MSNBC.
And we need to stop going to, I know some sponsors here, but we need to stop going to Amazon to get our books all the time.
We need to not go to Amazon to get our books.
There are black bookstores everywhere. And sometimes by buying from black bookstores, you don't only make their month, you make their year financially. And this is a place where we have intellectual exchange with each other. There's also Ramunda with Mahogany Books. She says when we buy these ebooks, they can mess with the code at any time in those files. But when you have a hard copy book that's such credo in our community, it makes a difference. So please support your black-owned bookstores. And if there's not one in your neighborhood, they can ship anywhere. So now I buy from all the black-owned bookstores. And you sold more books than anybody, Joy. The Joy Reid bookstore sold more books than anybody.
We're a bookstore. Like our show, if you have a book, not only will we talk to you, but we'll sell your book right then and there before you get off the air. And I want to big up DJ at Baldwin and Company Bookstore,
right here in New Orleans,
who also do podcasts. So not only can you sell books through Baldwin, which is an amazing, beautiful space here in New Orleans. So it's a two-way thing. So I'm doing great, and we're happy that we're having the support of people who are willing to take a chance and be with us as well. Because look, how many of y'all watch the BET Awards? Put your hand up if you watch the BET Awards. That Lauryn Hill tribute was every damn thing. So I missed it watching it in the first place. I watched it on replay. I went on BET's YouTube page. And you know what my replay was interrupted by every 2 minutes? An ad for Paramount Plus. You know who owns Black Entertainment Television? The Ellisons. The same family who have bought Warner, CBS, they're about to buy Warner, and they're going to own CNN. They've destroyed CBS News, and they also own, I believe, Nickelodeon, and they also own Black Entertainment Television and Paramount. So if you get Paramount Plus, you're paying them, and if you get BET Plus, you're paying them. We do not own Black Entertainment Television. That's tragic to me, because when I was growing up, BET, they had BET News, Jackie Reed. We had Teen Summit. We had amazing programming that was speaking directly to us. And now we are basically being Tubi'd, because we don't own Tubi either. And I know we love a Tubi movie, but that's Fox. So right now, we're having white, right-wing oligarchs selling Black culture back to us. And so what we need to do, thank you for that hand clap, because it's a problem for me. I'm being honest. I one time, Tiff, around my neighborhood, where we're in Harlem, there's like a little restaurant that was around the corner that was real cute. And I think we went there together. Remember we went there? And we immediately asked, because it was such Black culture. They had a jazz musician playing. It was Tiffany, myself, and the family were out eating. And we found out that this was owned by a white man. And I'm like, I am never gonna have no offense to our spicy whites, we love everybody, but don't sell me my culture back to me. Don't sell me my music and my food back to me. Right?
That exists in commerce, and as we've seen, it also exists in our politics. So we have political parties who are going to pay white consultants upwards of 6 figures to tell us how to talk to Black folks. And we don't need that. So everywhere, we have to realize we have to seize our power. We are the most powerful. Black Americans specifically, we cast a wide net of influence across every space in this country. We feed the diaspora. So we are the true power brokers when it comes to the conversation, when it comes to fashion, when it comes to politics, when it comes to food, when it comes to culture, everything. Something about our pain here that was compressed, it sprinkled across a globe. And I feel so fortunate. I'm like, what did I do in this life or in another life to be blessed to be born a Black woman? It's such a flex to be a Black woman.
There is nothing you could do. Don't take it from me. If I come back 10 times, if there's life after death and you come back again, make me Black every time. As a matter of fact, make me Blacker every time. Every time I come back. Make me blue Black next time. I love it. Tiffany Cross, I know you have to get to another stage.
I got to go to the author stage.
Jones, tell her I want to see her later.
I will.
All right, see you later.
We'll see you
Tiffany
later.
Cross,
Thank you, everybody.
All right, everybody, we are not done. We have yet another wonderful, wait, let's do a photo. Okay, fabulous. Okay, all right. All right, everybody, coming to the stage, another member of the Machete crew. She's the host of the Undistracted podcast. Everybody, well, before we get to her, roll tape. Do we have tape? Or is it a still? Roll tape is supposed to be my cue. I just do roll tape? No? All right, forget it. Brittany, Packnett, Cunningham, everybody. We tried. I said roll tape, and I even pointed. There we go. Look, I just said, hey, girl. All right. Look, we're making it do what it do, y'all. It's live performance.
Have y'all given another, am I on?
Oh, are you on?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
Have y'all given another round of applause to the Joy-Ann Reid? The, capital T-H-E-E. I tell everybody, everywhere we go, the machete with the longest line for pictures is this one. We were all the way in Paris to see the NCAA women's basketball season opener, and the line to meet Coach Dawn Staley was just as long as the line to meet Joy Reid. She couldn't even get out the bathroom. We love you. And we're so grateful for the Joy Reid Show because we absolutely need you. We need your voice. We need your brilliance. We need your truth. And we need your incredible sense of style.
Well, thank you, my dear. I appreciate it. And first of all, can we just big it up for this dress and these shoes?
Oh, thank you so much.
Can we just get a round of applause for the dress and the shoes?
You know, Black women invented the color yellow.
They sure did.
We did.
Oh, 100%.
That's
It
right.
is our color.
That's right.
I feel like if we were yellow and white, it's done.
No,
we
it
shut it
all
down.
belongs to us. Honestly, the entire rainbow belongs to
wear any
us,
color.
but we'll let other people borrow the other colors
Every
when they
so
want.
often. But they got to give it back.
They got to give it back.
They got to give it back.
It's all ours.
Talk to me because you do so many things. I don't even know where to begin. There are so many things to talk to you about. Not only as an incredible activist, a former teacher, you were Teach for America.
Yeah.
You're the first person I knew that survived Teach for America with a good attitude. Because most people out there this was a
Child, that's a whole other conversation. I worked in education for over 10 years, though.
Yeah.
And now I am Chief Strategy Officer at Children's Defense Fund. And that is in part because we all should remember that education is the front line of the revolution.
Yes.
And that's exactly why these other folks have divested from education, because they know that if they can keep you stupid, they can keep you compliant. And we're not about that.
Amen. I mean, when President Obama wanted to turn to young activists to talk about what he should be doing positively, he turned to you. Like, you're someone who was on the inside of those conversations. When you think about where we are now with this kind of a regime, how far we've fallen from the Obama years, do you think it is in part because we were distracted?
To borrow the title.
To borrow the title
of my podcast.
Of your podcast.
So we decided to call my podcast Undistracted 4 years ago when I launched it with the Meteor Network, which is a diverse feminist collective media network, to make sure that we're telling our stories for ourselves. But when we launched it, we decided to call it Undistracted because we were inspired by our dear sister, Toni Morrison. And she said that the function of racism is to keep you distracted, that it will constantly keep you explaining your reason for being, right? And it is there to keep you from doing your work.
That's it.
And so centering on that idea is a reminder, to your point, that when everybody wanted to say, oh, we're post-racial now, we were all bumping my president is black and my Lambo is blue. We were, listen, I swag surfed on the South Lawn, y'all. I remember the joy,
Come on.
okay? And there was more work for us to do. So when we were on the streets of Ferguson in 2014 and he called us to the Oval Office, just because I voted for him, just because I appreciated so much of what he was doing, didn't mean that I didn't have to sit there in a building that our ancestors built and tell him the absolute truth about what had to happen in our communities. And so I continued to do that work on his policing task force. I continue to work on behalf of children, but launching Undistracted, to your point, was really about making sure that we're having the conversations and bringing on the kind of guests that allow us to stay focused on the task at hand. Because where we are right now, we have to stay focused. That's why it's Freedom Summer. That's why we've been doing a reparations series on Undistracted. Can y'all believe? Because we did a live show 2 weeks ago with Nicole Hannah-Jones that's online right now. You can get it wherever you listen to your podcast or on YouTube. And we talked about reparations, Cream, cash rules everything around me.
Come
Cream,
on.
get the money. Dollar bills, y'all. Or as one gangsta boo would say, where them dollars at? Because I think it is incredible that America has the audacity to throw herself a birthday party while she still owes us money.
Come on.
Because if I see somebody across the street that owes me $5, you better not come over here with a new pair of shoes, a new car. You throwing yourself a whole birthday party that nobody's even coming to. And you still owe me and my ancestors a check.
And by the
you
way,
still owe everybody in Tulsa a check.
Come on
now.
And by the way, threw yourself a birthday party, and with whatever money you had to throw it, you didn't even spend it on the things for the party because you got cheap ass
the
crap.
Stage is falling apart.
The stage is falling apart. You put paper mache on your supposed arch. Where the money at?
Where the money at?
What did you do?
It's here at Essence.
Okay.
They try to get like us. They can never do it.
They cannot get like us, but it is wild. Yeah. And through a party where we were disinvited.
That's right.
And then they're mad there was no one there.
Yeah.
The people are here.
That's right.
Because we don't want to be where A, we're told we're not wanted.
That's right. We're going to be where we're appreciated, not tolerated.
100%. And 1776 was not about us. So you're demanding that we salute the flag that was literally used to oppress us for 250 years. And you've now tried to take back all of the gains we got for ourselves.
That's right.
I mean, I'm shocked sometimes at how MAGA can be so mad at us for seeing who they are and responding accordingly.
Well, you know what they say. They hate us because they ain't us.
They ain't us.
And I'm extremely convinced that that is true. Black culture, black faith, black spirituality, black fashion, black intellect, black research, black medicine, black foodways make the entire world go round.
By the way, so you know, I had to troll. I troll a little.
We like to watch
a little. So they showed on Fox the New Orleans exhibit at the Great American State Fair. It was literally like a picture of like a clown face guy and like a poster.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even have jazz represented. They didn't have blue.
Because we made that. Because everything we love about New Orleans, black people gave us. And there's no desire to acknowledge that, because if they have to acknowledge our power and our brilliance and our giftings, then they would also have to acknowledge their own mediocrity. And that's not something they're willing to do, right? So they want to pretend like they've gotten to all of these positions of power and import, not through theft, not through enslavement, not through degradation, not through, harm or violence. They want to pretend like they got there on their merit. And we're supposed to be good and quiet in the corner and let them keep up that facade. But we all know better. We know that if we all started at the same start line and they didn't have a 400-year head start, we'd be lapping them, because we're already lapping them right now, right? So and I also find it fascinating that they want to keep focusing on 250 and not 400, right?
That's it.
Right? Like, we're talking about what the next 250 has to be to ensure that it's not like the last 250, but it damn sure, sorry, we're on YouTube, we can cuss now, right?
We can cuss on YouTube,
okay.
Yes.
We for damn sure need to make sure that it's not like the first 400.
Absolutely.
The economic system that was built on the back of our enslaved ancestors in this country, across the Caribbean, across the Americas, across Europe, across colonized nations, has to be acknowledged and fully repaired before America is ever going to be well enough to throw itself a birthday party people want to come to.
Amen. I want to shift for a moment and talk about the other party. Because, so this morning, I don't know if anybody got a chance, we streamed it on the Joy Reid Show channel to watch Zohran Mamdani's. He gave his own Independence Day speech, his own 4th of July speech. And look,
shout out to New York.
I realize New Orleans has a mayor.
You're not going to get me in trouble, Joy Reid.
I mean, New Orleans does have a mayor. She exists. But I would argue that New York City has a better one. I'm just saying, New York City has one of...
New York is on a generational run between Mayor Mamdani,
come on,
the Knicks, and Jordan Woods' bag. Yeah.
Listen,
y'all winning.
Jordan and Woods' bag,
winning.
and it's on back order. You ain't gonna get it. It's at the Smithsonian. So the New York just has an amazing mayor, and he's amazing not just because this is an immigrant. I think he might be younger than you, young lady. He's like 35. He just turned 35.
I don't know. I'm 21.
Yeah, you're 20. What am I saying? You're right. Me too. So he's like 35 years old. He just turned 35. He met his wife on Hinge and talks about their love story.
Yeah.
He's also delivering what he said he was going to deliver.
That's what it really is.
And what people love about him, this is a Muslim from Uganda.
That's right.
Literally an African Muslim, what they
claimed
Obama was.
With the African middle name, yeah.
With the African middle name, his middle name is Kwame.
Yep.
Literally. I promise you. And
he at least a distant cousin. You know what I'm saying?
He a distant cousin. Yeah. His mother, Mira Nair, made Mississippi Masala with Denzel.
Right. That's right.
And he used to be a rapper.
That's right.
But what people love about him is not just the story, it's the fact that he's literally delivering. He said he was going to make groceries more affordable. They have already opened or are in the process of opening a city-owned grocery store where you can buy cheaper groceries. Yep. He said he was going to lower the rent. They froze more than 1 million people's rent if you're in a rent-controlled apartment. Literally froze the rent. He said he was going to make the rich pay. Jeff Bezos was like, F you. He was like, yeah, F you. Yeah. They have imposed like a billionaire tax on New York City, and they've already collected so much money from taxing the super rich. They have closed the deficit in New York City. Do you hear me? They tax the rich
just from the rich folks paying what they already owed. Yeah.
On their second homes. You say, he said, if you have a second and third home, and you can afford to do that in New York City, you can afford to pay And he's making them pay.
So what that means is that it was always possible.
Always possible.
All the people who've looked at us and said, well, we can't do this and we can't do that, and here's who's in charge, and we don't have the power, and this isn't going to work, and well, we got to get this person to vote. It was always possible. It was never an issue of what was possible. It was an issue of will and values.
Will and values. So
budgets are moral documents, and they've been telling us they don't care about us for a long time.
So then why are Democrats so mad about it? Because Democrats are not embracing. He's now said, hey, I can replicate this success in Congress. Here's 3 Democratic Socialists of America who play in Democratic primaries. They can give this same success to New York in their congressional districts. Would you like it, Democrats? And Democrats are like, hell no.
And also, I want to say shout out to the Black-led Working Families Party, right? And the work that Maurice Mitchell is doing.
Yes.
Because the Mayor Mamdani's win is in part a Working Families Party win, especially of the state of New York. And I think what's incredibly important is that there are folks who ran on the Democratic ticket who have been giving the Democrats legitimacy in this day and age. We're talking about Ayanna Pressley. We're talking about Ilhan Omar. We're talking about Jasmine Crockett. We're talking about people who said, I have these progressive values, and people don't get to tell me that I need to wait my turn just because they want to hop in front of me, right? And so those folks have been Lauren Underwood, right? Lucy McBath, Summer Lee. These black women have been making real impact in Congress and been pushing the party from the inside. Because here's the thing. When we understand what some of our friends in the movement like Ai-jen Poo write about the 3 Earths framework, and we talk about this on Undistracted, there are 3 Earths. There's the Earth 1, where the institutions are operating as designed, right? The Supreme Court is functioning, Congress is functioning. Is it working well for us? No, but it's at least functional. Then there's Earth 2, and Earth 2 is where everything comes crashing down, where you finally figure out that all of these institutions were fallible, that you can't even get a corrupt Supreme Court justice like Clarence Thomas off the court, no matter how many millions and billions of dollars he takes from private donors without ever disclosing it. So suddenly all of these institutions are realized to be fallible, and all of the rules we thought couldn't be changed are being changed in an instant just because somebody came along and said, I don't want this anymore because I don't want to be president, I want to be king. That's Earth 2. Earth 3 is the world that we deserve for ourselves. Earth 3 is the world that we have to build right now. Earth 3 gets built while Earth 2 is burning down, because our ancestors didn't just run from burning plantations, they ran toward their freedom. And Earth 3 is our freedom. That's why this is Freedom Summer. But here's the problem. If you acting like you're still on functional Earth 1, when you're actually in dysfunctional Earth 2, then you'll make a whole bunch of problematic choices. And you'll keep playing from a rule book that no longer applies. So people are frustrated with not the whole party, but plenty of folks in the party, because they're acting like the house isn't on fire. Fam, the call is coming from inside the house. Our hair is burning. Our clothes are burning. We just want you to act like it's on fire.
That's right.
We just want you to elect people who are going to act like it's on fire and stop getting in their way if you're not even going to support them. So it's time to build Earth 3 right now. That's part of the reason why, as a people, we know we've never been reliant on political parties or institutions of other people's founding. That's why they're coming for our institutions. That's why they're trying to infect the black church and put evangelicalism in our worship spaces, because they know that's where we organize. They know that they're coming and telling people to denounce their D9 organizations because that's a base of organizing, and both of those are self-funded, black-owned institutions. They don't want that, right? So we're in a place where they're trying to undermine our institutions, so we got to get back to each other. We got to get back to community. If you go to freedomsummer2026.com right now, you can find out all of the things that are happening this summer, because we're mobilizing, we're engaging in political education, we're registering voters, we're turning out voters, we're partnering with people like Black Voters Matter, and you can see Black Voters Matter Boulevard right over there. We got a Justice Revival tonight at 6:30 at Rock of Ages Church here in New Orleans. We got a panel right back here on this stage tomorrow to talk about America's Next 250 with our partner State of the People at 4 o'clock. We're talking about it all the time on Undistracted, which again you can get wherever you get your podcasts. And what is clear is that we have to be practiced and build the muscle of constant freedom fighting. It's not going to be one march, one post, one share, one text. It's got to be every single day that we're reaching one, teaching one, and showing up like freedom matters, because it does.
Lord, have mercy. Brittany, Packnett, Cunningham, everybody. First of all, if you have not already subscribed to Undistracted, I need you all to hear this again. Please tell folks how they can subscribe, where they can subscribe.
So you can watch on YouTube. It's called Undistracted with Brittany, Packnett, Cunningham, or you can subscribe wherever you get your podcast. And let me tell y'all something. I really appreciate it, because we launched this in 2020 when everybody was like, oh yeah, black people exist. We should like give them some money and pay attention. Now it's 2026 and everybody's acting like we were a trend, even though we're forever. So I truly, truly, truly appreciate your subscriptions, your support. It's free wherever you get your podcast. It's free on YouTube. It's called Undistracted, where we stay undistracted.
We stay, and by the way, we know that Brittany is undistracted because my whole earring was jumping out my ear, and she just kept going and did not.
Because I knew you was finna get it, so
I was trying to get it.
I was vamping, like I was like
100%
to try to get you.
I love it. This is a good
The show must move
Listen, the show must go on. An earring can't stop no show.
Yeah.
A little renegade earring cannot stop no show, y'all. One last thing before I let you go, Brittany, because one of the things I think we do need to really think about, you know, and in terms of our motivation.
Yeah.
To participate.
Yeah.
You know, I joked about the mayor here, but there are choices that are being made, including not participating.
Yeah.
And we're living in a time where I want to warn y'all that we are also being distracted by black politicians.
That's right.
Who are funded in many cases by people who don't primarily care about black people.
That's right.
And you have to be very discerning about which black people you are electing, as well as who you're voting for, who is blue. I am not vote blue no matter who, because it does matter who.
I'm vote black, baby.
It matters who, but it even matters who the black person is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I vote righteous black.
Righteous black, right? Not all black is good black. You know how they say black don't crack? This sister right here is speaking to me. The one you know what the real saying is, right? Good black don't crack.
There it is.
Good black don't crack.
There it is.
Okay?
There it is.
Good black don't crack. Moisturized black don't.
Come on.
Cared for black don't crack.
Vaseline black don't crack.
Vaseline black don't crack.
Yeah.
But some of the people that are being put forward, they are blackwashing things like APAC.
That's right.
They are taking an APAC candidate whose primary interest, I think about our sister Cori Bush.
Yes, in
right
my hometown of St. Louis.
In your
Cori
hometown.
Bush is one of the most righteous sisters I have ever met in my entire
100%.
life. We were on the streets of Ferguson
100%.
together. She has experienced so much of the chaos that so many of our large cities deal black people.
Yes.
And she said, I'm going to go to Congress and do something about it. And because she was honest, because she was consistent, because she operated in integrity, there were a whole bunch of people who put APAC money in another black candidate's hand.
Correct.
And pushed her out of her seat.
So
she's running again, but we can support her right now.
So I hope that if you guys are from St. Louis, if you traveled here from St. Louis, please support this sister, because we have to teach the people who are manipulating us by putting black faces but not black interests in office. So please, let's make sure that we are supporting her. If you're in St. Louis, please vote for Cori Bush.
Yes, indeed.
Make sure that this dude Wesley
Knock
Bell,
on doors
send him home.
Canvas.
No.
If you're not in St. Louis, you got $5, send it to our girl.
Please, because we have to make sure that we're putting the right black candidates in, not just any old black candidate. This is how we got Clarence Thomas.
Listen.
I'm just saying.
You telling the truth.
No, I'm just promising
telling
you.
the truth.
Y'all young and cute, but 70% of black people supported him.
I remember.
When he was up and Joe Biden was the head of the Senate Judiciary Committee, was chairman. And it was a Democratic Congress that had to decide whether he was going to go through. And 70-something% of black people polled said we want him because we wanted to keep the black seat on the court. But we weren't thinking which black.
That's right, because Thurgood Marshall to Clarence Thomas, as my friend Whitney says, is the worst downgrade in black history.
It's the worst downgrade in history, but we wanted the seat to stay black, so he was supported by us and then came in to destroy us.
And we watched him exploit divisions that other people wanted to create between black men and black women.
That's right.
Because Anita Hill tried to tell us. We've had Anita Hill on Undistracted. A few weeks ago, we had Kimberly Crenshaw on Undistracted. You all know the legal scholar and coiner of intersectionality. She was on Anita Hill's legal team during those confirmation hearings.
Yes.
And what she told me in our conversation on Undistracted was that when he finally was confirmed, she sat with her co-founder on the steps of the Supreme Court, and she said, this is the day that America will have changed forever.
Yes.
We just don't know it yet.
That's right.
That's how bad that choice was.
That's
That's
right.
why all black ain't good black, and
That's
all
right.
skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Yes.
And that is also why it is not going to be enough for the people who always vote to keep voting, for us to always have the same conversations. We have to go pull one another in. Go say, nephew, niece, I'm coming to pick you up. We're going to the polling place together. We're going to go get registered together.
Yes.
Nephew, niece, I see you like this on Instagram. Let's talk about it, because A, this might be AI, but B, it's not telling you something of value, right? If you are in anybody's church pew, and the preacher or the choir member or the worship leader is telling you that you have to dial down your blackness to dial up your love for the Lord, walk out, do not pass go, do not collect $200, get out of there immediately.
Yes.
Because these people are engaged in political and spiritual warfare against us,
Amen.
and we're going to have to fight back every day.
Amen. And I'm going to make a list, y'all. Not all black is good black. If you're in Florida, Byron Donalds is not good black.
Not the voice drop.
I had to go to the lower register. Byron Donalds.
Be forewarned.
They not like us, y'all. I'm just telling you, some of us are coming black. And he give you black, he'll give you aesthetic blackness.
Listen.
Watch his policies. Brittany, Packnett, Cunningham, make sure that you subscribe to Undistracted.
Make
sure you subscribe to the Joy Reid Show, please, as well, at thejoyreidshow.com or at joyanreid.com. Thank you all for having us, and I believe that is a wrap. Thank you all very much. Love you, Essence.